This is wild watching the city morph as we speak, or we sit here.
Would you say we built this city with talk and roles?
You on TikTok?
No. Liz is, and I don't know, she shares the best stuff. In the there's a bunch of armadillo videos that are just precious.
Armadillo. I haven't.
Yeah.
I don't have armadillo TikTok.
Oh yeah, that's the best TikTok. They're just little like bowling ball creatures with the little spindly legs that run around. And
Right.
so the zoos put videos up of them like going through little obstacle courses. It's
That's
precious.
awesome.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone. We're going to be starting up in a couple minutes. We're making some changes to the city right now.
Hi again. All right, let's see who survives to the very end. We'll give people a few minutes to jump back in, and we'll end before 2:45.
Hey, Dave.
Hi.
Hey, on the interface you were using for the Sparks.
Yeah.
Um, you know, in terms of talking about constraints and things like that, you know, some of, especially because we split up in different sessions and came back together. So some of the titling of the Sparks, for example, versus the amount of information about each Spark, just readily visible in a session like that, I think could be a bit of a limiting factor.
Yeah, no, that's a great piece of feedback. You know, this is part of why we're doing this, so that we can learn how to do it better next time, and what sort of constraints we have to put in place to be able to make it easier.
Yeah. So something, I mean, you know, especially when we're trying to, you know, converge some ideas or things like that into other Sparks.
Yep.
To not have a basis for what some of the Sparks are, or a quick way to kind of consume what some of those are, makes it harder to then do that part of the process.
Yeah, no, I think that's totally right. This is why we're glad, you know, one thing that's kind of nice about virtual conferences is they're a lot easier to put on than physical conferences. And so it lowers the barrier to experimentation, and we're looking forward to being able to do it again. All right, we're gonna just allow a couple more minutes to let people filter in. We'll see if we get anybody else. I realize there might have been some other people. Mark, were you saying that there were some other people that showed up at 2:45 that weren't part of the previous session? So we might have confused.
Looks like everybody's back.
Oh, great. Oh, okay. I didn't see all the video. Excellent. Okay, so let me share my screen, and I'll show you where we ended up. So this is the Spark view, which Tom sent out a link to. And one of the things I want to point out is that we also went ahead and added a conference menu item to the top nav bar. So this will let you watch recordings if you miss them. And speaking of recordings, this session is being recorded just like all the other ones. I'm making sure to announce that before each one. This will also let you get into the conference view that I used at the beginning of the conference to facilitate conversations among the different participants. And that view is just filtered down to the people that registered for the conference. We definitely had people who registered and weren't able to make it. So the conference view is the people who registered, not necessarily the people that attended. So there's some extra people there, but that's okay. And then contribute to an idea. So this brings us to the Spark view. So you can use the URL that Tom sent you, or you can just come into the Cognitive City and click on this item in the menu. I'm gonna now add in people. So I sort of left these out because I didn't want to make the view overly complex, but some of these purple edges represent contributions that somebody wants to make to a particular Spark. So Tom, thanks for connecting yourself to some of these. And so these edges are an edge between a particular idea. So this was like Cognitive City Tableau integration. And the edge itself shows what Tom feels like he can enter, you know, what he can invest in a particular idea. So he said, I can certainly help experiment with a city schema that allows for collaborative entry of contact tracing data, etc. So, you know, for me, this is this is kind of an exciting process to see that we started, I mean, I'll filter some of these off for a second. You know, we started with a view that looked like this, where we had people, we had, you know, here's our people, here's our presentations that people were giving. This was sort of the fodder for our ideas. People entered methodologies that they brought to the table. They entered subject areas that they brought to the table. But then over the course of the last few hours, what we did is we produced, I'll have to click on this to get the number again, you know, 32 different sparks. I'm not going to call them ideas yet. I'm going to call them sparks. They're just the beginning of something. Just like a real spark, some of them may just sputter out, but some of them may end up, you know, continuing. And so we've got the ability now for people to connect themselves to any ideas that they found of particular interest. And this is something that we will now use to continue to engage the Cognitive City community. So let me just thank you for participating in the experiment. I know not everyone was able to make it to every session and be able to take, you know, 2/3 of a day off on a Tuesday. But I hope it was a positive experience. It really was a positive experience from our perspective on the exaptive side in terms of learning a lot, and hopefully we were able to add a little bit of value to the COVID community. But more importantly, what I hope came across is that we're really committed to trying to iterate and learn and continue to add value to this community and others by doing things like this and trying to build collaborative communities. So I'll stop there. I'll see if anybody else has any thoughts they want to add, and then we can wrap up. You're gonna make me start clicking on nodes again in the Cognitive City. Well, let me just say thanks once more. We will send out an email with instructions about how to access the new menu items that we just created, access the views that we created. And the other thing you can look for is that we're going to start to circulate some of these ideas that got generated with the broader COVID-19 Cognitive City that wasn't part of the conference. There's something like 2,000 people in the city. Obviously, only a very small portion of them made the conference, but it doesn't mean they're not interested in the ideas that came out of it. And that's going to be the sort of second experiment for us to see to what extent we can get these ideas to be picked up outside of the conference setting. So thanks so much. Once we get snippets of these videos uploaded or turned into any sort of material in the city, we'll make sure to let you know about that too. And I hope it was a positive experience. Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.
Take care.
Thank
Thank you.